it's a new day. It's Monday and I just came back from the office. First day back in, only for a couple of hours, so it's still early in the day, but it's a new week, so it's a new vlog. If you're new here, hi, my name is Kimberly, or well, I always say hi, it's me, Kimberly. I live in Amsterdam and well, I love knitting, so welcome if you're new and welcome if you're a returning viewer, because we have something to talk about, and that is a finished object. I've been working on it for weeks and finally she is done. I was in a knitting marathon yesterday, weaving in ends, blocking. She's now laying there. Let's put you down and we're going to talk about a finished object. We worked hard. We had to sprint to make it to the finish line. With this having all that is left, I had to use some strands from where I joined the balls to get the length I needed, but I'm so happy. It's so soft. It's so soft. In the end, I do think that I could have gone with a smaller size. I think I already said that in a couple of videos ago, but well, I am very happy also with the detailing and how I managed to join it under the arm. But yeah, I feel like if I'm like wearing it like this, you can see there's a bit too much fabric here. Also because the arms are quite like tight. So if you do this, there's a lot of extra. And in the end, I did make it a bit longer than the pattern stated. And it did grow lengthwise quite a bit after blocking. It was good because the arms otherwise would have been not long enough, but yes, I'm so happy that I'm finally wearing it and that I can enjoy this cashmere because wow, it's amazing. And my boyfriend, who well thinks everything is itchy, said, oh my god, it's really soft. I was like, yes. So big win. I would recommend the pattern. I think it's a lovely pattern. It's a very good to follow. The lace is a bit fiddly, but overall very nice, and also very fun to do like the sleeve cap with all the German short rows, so it really fits nicely on the shoulder. But yes, I think that would be even better if it was like this, but yes, overall that's like little things which I feel are something that I'm seeing and have opinions about, but that's also because you spent weeks knitting it up and looking at it, and I don't know, you get very critical of your own work. At least I do. I don't know how you guys feel, if you're very critical about your finished pieces, or yeah, that's just a me problem. But I had to finish this, so I did that on Sunday on to like Monday. Monday did the finishing touch-ups, filled in the form, send it out to the designer, and that's when I had to immediately pick it up and go for my hot water bottle, because that one was the next in queue. So that's what we did. I am very happy that we're starting a new project and that I have time for a new project, but now I have a week left to finish this hot water bottle cover to make it in time for that test knit. I really didn't think I would get it, so I did sign up because I wanted it, but on one side I was like probably not gonna get it, and then all of a sudden I got this test knit. So I feel very lucky that I'm able to do another test knit, but I think after this one it's done for a bit, because my boyfriend's like, you're stressing about it, that's not good. I was like, well, on the other hand, yes, it's not good to like stress about it because it's a hobby, but on the other hand, when I do something like that, I want to like do it good for the designer. I feel like he made a commitment, and also that's how you bust out the pieces. Because if this would not have been due this week, I think it maybe had been laying around for another 2 weeks for me to do really all the finishing touches. So it does help, but this week we go knit on this water bottle cover. So I finally made a start on the mini water bottle. So here she is. I'm gonna make the mini one, as I said. And yeah, I'm gonna do it in this dark brown merino from Knitting for Olive, and I'm gonna do the color work in the cream. So I can't wait how it will turn out. Yesterday I finally finished the other test knit, so today was the day to finally make a start on the water bottle. So I did. I just made a little gamble on the knitting needle size. I ended up starting with a 2.75, also because in the pattern she made it with superwash, and this is not superwash, so it doesn't really stretch that much. And I also had this experience with the Maxine hot water bottle that I made for her, because that one was ending up quite tight, and I really had to like stretch it with blocking. And in the end, that one turned out not high enough, so I had to add an extra color work section in there to get enough height for the water bottle. So yeah, I just thought, let's try this needle and then go to the 3mm needle for the color work, and then hopefully it will fit. But yeah, I will now just first knit this section, where I do the increases for the bottom, and I'm almost done with that section, and then I will try it on the actual water bottle to get a feel for it. But first, now I have to go to my therapist, who helps me with managing my scoliosis pain. So I have to put this aside, and I'll see you later. In celebration of the pattern release, I'm wearing my Winnie top to the office. I'm back from the office, and I have been doing my homework. So, this is what I've got so far. I think the last time I spoke to you, I said I started on 2.75mm needles, and sorry, my cat is like wild in. Ow, 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 oh, fucking hell. That hurt. Okay, what was I saying? I'm sorry. This is all I have done, and I think indeed what I said, I started with 2.75mm needles for this, like the lower part section, because I thought the last time it was so tight, blah, blah, blah. However, it turned out way too wide. Like the stitch count was about 28, while in the pattern, I think it has to be 32 or even 36. I don't have it here with me. But I put it on the water bottle and like was very wide, even like loose on the water bottle. So I ripped back. Luckily I did not have done any color work yet, so really only just the Judy Magic cast on in the first increases section. I switched to 225, and then I thought, okay, then I go back to 2.5 for the color work session. So I did this first little thing in 2.5, and then I still thought, okay, I think it's a bit too tight. So that's when I switched to 275 and did this whole section. And I really like how this looks, but let me grab the water bottle. As you can see, it's quite tight, or at least small, so it's, I don't know. This section, however, is really stretchy, but this is not, due to the color work, of course. So in the end, I do believe we will gain some with blocking, but yeah, when she's on, she's pretty stretched out, as you can see. So what did I do after these, what do you call this, like Fair Isle? I don't know. I decided to even go up more. So now I am knitting on 3mm needles. So she's a bit of a patchwork, but yeah, I didn't want to rip it all back, also because I'm like on a tight schedule and I will not be home tonight. Tomorrow night I also won't be home, and yeah, I didn't really see it working otherwise. So we just adjust along the way and hope we won't make it. And yes, I hope it will stretch a bit. But that's what I'm doing now until I am going to a friend of mine tonight. But I don't know, I like the look of it like this better than it's on the water bottle. But we will try to manage. And also I want to talk about another thing. How do you guys knit color work? I am not a color work knitter. I only made one color work project, and that was the Maxine hot water bottle. I never attempted to do a color works like project ever again until this one. So this is like the last time I remember I was just like switching between the threads, but I must say the Maxine hot water bottle is an easier pattern than this one if you don't ever do color work, because there are a couple of rows in between that's just one color, and you really have the color work separate from each other, while here when you finish sort of with the flower or section, what do you call it, you already are starting the other color work. So there's basically no row in between that is no color work. I don't mind. However, I first thought, okay, I am a continental knitter, so I always have the threads in my left hand and I scoop them up with my right, and then sometimes I guide them with my ring finger. However, when I was looking up videos to how to do color work continental style, I saw that I'm not really holding it like a normal continental. I feel like the people who knit continental sort of wrap it around their finger, or more like they do the tension with a different finger. Well, I really do the tension like this between these fingers. Then I was knitting it holding the two strands separate, where I do one continental, so it's like holding one continental and the other one English style, and then I just wrap it around, right? But it didn't feel, I don't know, I really wanted to like get this continental knitting color work. And it is possible if you like sort of hold the two strands in one hand, do the tensioning. Yeah, you heard me. I have blood now because of you, because one of your nails is very long. But I still love you. Yeah. So it is possible to do it like this. However, I feel, however, I'm not allowed to film. The cat wants it all. To do it like this. However, these threads don't really stay this way, so they get, in my opinion, very close to each other, and then it's very hard to like pick it up. So, and you really have to do it a specific way, otherwise you get the twisted rib if you like pick it up in the wrong direction. So I'm not sure, that's why it's probably so slow. But I'd like to hear your opinion on that, or if you have any tips, because I did see something about like a ring that you can buy where you can pull the two threads from so that they sort of stay together for like separate, so they stay separate on your finger like this, with like a ring in between. Because yeah, for me, because I'm tensioning between these, they sort of end up together anyway. So well, let me know, because I still would like to one day knit a colorwork sweater and I feel like I should have some more skill before I attempt to do that. Okay, that was my update for now. Bye. It's Saturday evening and I haven't talked to you, I guess, since Wednesday. Wednesday when I got home from work, I talked to you about the mini hot water bottle, and that evening I had dinner at a friend of mine, and well, the day after I fully collapsed. I think the week and going back to work and also having these social, well, outings was a bit too much for me in the first week back. So I've been, well, healing from that. So I've been just reading and knitting and basically cocooning in my home, and spend hours horizontal, just laying, feeling so tired, and listening to ebooks, because my friends gifted me a free month on Storytel, so that's been of good use these last couple of days. I hope I have the energy tomorrow to fully sit down and talk to you and hopefully ask you for some guidance. Is this really the well, it's been a couple of days that I talked to you. Today is Wednesday. It's a new week. I think the last clips that you saw were from the cooking workshop I followed last Sunday, and that was really nice. It was all vegetarian. Afterwards, I was wiped out, laying on the couch, because last week was the first week back into work, and although it were like 2 hours a day, it still got to me. And well, this week is the first week that I will be doing 4 hours a day, and yes, I thought let's give you another update. I feel up to it and I want to talk to you about a couple of things. Let me check for grabbing me my little water bottles. Okay, when you see this video, the pattern will be released. So if you're interested in knitting these little water bottle covers, then go check out Laura Penrose, her website, or her Ravelry. You want some attention as well? So yeah, as I said, if you're interested in knitting these hot water bottles, go check out her Ravelry or website. I made the mini one, and I made 2 of them because, well, I got a little bit obsessed. The pattern release day is actually today. However, this morning I decided to actually go for a folded neck instead of just one, yeah, I don't know what you call it, inwards folding maybe, neckline. So here I have done a double, so then you just roll it over. So yes. Don't mind the ends that I did not weave in yet. So this is the rolled over neckline, and I did not do that on this one, but I felt like that would look nice. So I'm almost at the point where I will do the contrast. So the contrast is not like in the pattern, but yeah, you're free to do what you want. So I had a lot of fun knitting these up. I must say color work is still something that is challenging for me. So it did take me a while, and in this one there are a couple of mistakes. So as you can see here, there it are some stitches that are not placed correctly, but I don't really want to like do any duplicate stitch at this moment to fix it. I made this pattern with scrap yarn, so I did not have to buy anything new. I used the Knitting for Olive Merinos, and I used 3 different kind of colors. I think the main color is bark, and then I used cream, and for the other one, the cream is the main color, and then I used nature as the contrast color. For all 3 colors, it's like the normal just merino, and in the pattern she uses a superwash, so I did have to, yeah, mine turned out quite snug because they didn't grow as much as her superwash probably might have done. However, they turned out fine. I did do some modifications in the second one, so I did not gain enough height as she would in the pattern. So for the bottom section, after you do the increases, I added some plain stockinette rows extra than that is stated in the pattern, and then I did that again after finishing the color work section here. And then for the decreases, oh my god, the decreases, she does it every round, and because I was not getting enough height, I had to do it every other round. Yes, that's just what I did for the second one after I struggled with it in the first one, because I messaged her and that's what she advised me to do when I did not get enough height. For the just plain stockinette, I used 2.5mm needles. I used my Chow Gu Shorty needle set, and for the colorwork itself, I used 3mm needles. So yes, very happy. I'm gonna finish this up in a sack, and then I'm gonna make a final picture so I can put that on my Instagram as a happy release day photograph. So I will be doing that, and I want to talk to you about my Louvre sweater. It's a very nice nice sweater that is only seen in my home. Never gets into the outside world, and that is because of the extreme pilling that it does. So I hope you can like see it on camera. The inside is even worse. Normally, I don't really mind if something pills at the arms or underneath the armpits, or sometimes even here on the front side if that is where like I carry a bag or... However, this is the back, and it's basically all over the backside that it's like pilling to the extreme. So even my boyfriend, mind you, he doesn't care about that stuff or pays that much detail to, well, my knitwear said, you really need to do something about this. And I've been using like the little machine. However, it just turns, yeah, for the worse again after. So if you have any tips for me how to, I don't know, solve this issue, because blocking didn't help. I mean, I have to do this every time I basically wear it with the little machine to get the pilling off. I think it's such a shame because it's a very nice pattern, and I must say the yarn is lovely, it's soft, it's, I don't know, it would be a perfect piece, but this, yeah, this way cannot be worn at my office or a public outing, or at least you can. I personally prefer not to do that. So that's the other project I wanted to talk to you about. If you have any tips, please let me know down in the comment section, because yeah, it would be a shame if this one just lands on a misery pile and never gets touched again. So the other thing that I want to talk to you about is my Ivy blouse. And if you've seen my videos from, well, I don't know, it has been a challenge, but I've never fully finished her. So I did block her in the end, and I'm still debating on what to do. So let me grab it and put it on for you. Here she is. Still a beauty and hot, well, itchy, but let's try her on. Here she is. I'm wearing a black bra, so don't, yeah. As you can see, maybe the arms are very long because at first the arms were very short, so I lengthened them, and now they're, after blocking, they grew quite a bit. However, I do like the look of it, that it's like too long on my hands, but we ran into the issue that it is actually too short and it will not be growing. This is how much it has grown, and I only have like yarn left to do the bind off, so nothing more that I have for this sweater. So what I would like your opinion about is, do I just take off centimeters of my sleeves to maybe, I don't know, like my hands really? So that will be probably 3 or 4 centimeters even. Take it off like that and use that yarn for, well, the body to lengthen it just that little bit extra. Also, probably I will not be wearing this like this. So if I will be wearing this, probably I will put on a top, like a white top or something. That top will be going up until my, like, my trousers, you know, so I don't know. I feel every time I grab this project and I feel like I want to like do something about it and actually finish it, I just sort of get disappointed in this, well, in what I made. So yeah, would you just shorten it and put it in the body or not? I don't know. I just think it was a vibe that the sleeves were so long, but I don't know. At this point, it would be just a shame if she just goes on the never finished pile, because it has been so much work to knit this up. And I mean, it's all mohair, so it's not cheap either. So it would be very sad if I would not use this. Okay.